The Earth's magnetic field embodies the most important protective shield of our earthly homeland. That invisible construct that surrounds and pervades our blue home planet. Shields us from the charged particles of the solar wind, which would otherwise fall upon us unchecked. In principle, it can therefore be stated: if the Earth's magnetic field did not exist, earthly life could never have unfolded in its known form. But what would happen if the Earth's magnetic shield changed drastically? In fact, we know that such pole shifts have happened several times in the past. But how would a renewed pole reversal of the Earth's magnetic field affect all our lives? And more, has such a process already begun? Together with you we are looking for answers today. From the late 20th century, the Earth's axis of rotation and the magnetic field abruptly began to change direction and move faster than before. The axis of rotation has started to shift, causing our planet to change its trajectory. The shift of the magnetic North Pole has greatly accelerated in the last 20 years. The northern lights in the sky can be seen moving towards southern latitudes where they have never been seen before. All this points to a pole reversal of the Earth. At the same time, the field strength of the Earth's magnetic field, which normally protects us from cosmic radiation and intense solar radiation, has weakened. In recent decades, the strength of the magnetic field has decreased much faster than before. This becomes a problem, especially in the South Atlantic region. There, the field strength is already particularly low, which is referred to as a dent in the magnetic field. Due to the weakening of the Earth's magnetic field, this dent has doubled. In addition, the weakening of the magnetic field already affects the upper layer of the atmosphere, which loses density due to the lack of cooling. According to planetary scientists, there is a nuclear threat emanating from the Earth's core, which plays an important role in the climate of the entire planet. The core of the Earth is divided into the inner solid core and the outer liquid core. The outer part of the core is made of molten iron. The constant movement of the liquid iron creates the Earth's magnetic field, which in turn is responsible for the gravitational field. The pressure of the electromagnetic field creates gravity. Scientists have found out that the magma continues to rise to the Earth's crust. The earthquakes that occur in the interior of the Earth are getting closer and closer to the Earth's surface and cause serious destruction. Most earthquakes occur near the Mariana Depression, where the thinnest part of the Earth's crust is. It's no longer dozens or hundreds of subterranean earthquakes, but thousands within a year. Many other natural disasters are also amplified by the shift in the Earth's magnetic field, and are occurring more and more frequently. From school you probably know about the Archimedean phrase, "Give me a place to stand, and I shall move the world." If he said that nowadays, the scientists would shake their heads in disbelief. However, by the time of the Aces, whose civilization perished because of a war with strangers, they knew about the next pole shift of the Earth and the existence of the fulcrum mechanism. I will now explain the principle of the fulcrum mechanism to you in simple terms, so that everyone can understand. So then, draw an axis to which a rod is attached. There is a load at the end of the rod. The rod rotates around the axis. The same rod must also be attached to the other end of the axis. Both rods are in opposite directions and move towards each other. The movement occurs at high speed in the top half of the circle. As long as the loads of the rods are moving in this part of the circle, the whole mechanism has a traction forward. The loads of the rods continue to move in the top part of the circle, almost approaching the opposite ends of the drawn horizontal line that divides the circle into two equal parts. At this stage, the mechanism rotates quickly by 180 degrees. The movement of the rods is unaffected, so they continue the rotation without stopping for a moment. In this case, both loads only ever move on one half of the circle since they make full rotations around the axis. This means that the thrust will always go in a certain direction. It's impossible and not necessary to describe the whole construction here, but the principle is clear to you. Using the fulcrum mechanism, a flying object with a powerful engine and phenomenal speed can be constructed, which has the properties of a helicopter and a submarine at the same time. No propellers, turbines, or wings are needed for this. The flying object can stand still without relying on the external environment because it is powered solely by the mechanism. By using this flying object, it will be possible to regulate the position of the Earth in the direction of the moving away magnetic field and to catch up with it. Thereby, all natural disasters will gradually subside. But only when all people unite and fulfill the first will of God, this flying object can be developed through the joint efforts of all countries. However, if the world doesn't accept the gift of God and ignores His will, people will see what they get back. Then it will be too late to save the world from the next pole shift of the Earth. Think about it. Perhaps these discoveries from scientists will help you to accept the gift of God and to fulfill His will. However, if you continue to cover your eyes and ears and obey the commands of a bunch of inhumans, you choose the abyss the world is facing right now.